Hey everybody, got another video here for you. As you can see, the guitar is out of the paint shop as far as like the color goes. I haven't done the clear coat yet, but yeah, so it's time for inlay stickers. Okay, got it all cleaned up with naphtha here, and I think we're ready for some stickers. So, full disclosure, when you know it, right off the bat I put the very first one on upside down. Had to come in with the razor blade and very carefully peel it back up and flip it over and put it back down again. Okay, so here are all the tips and tricks I know for working with these Giacomo inlay stickers. They're nice, but they can be a little tricky to figure out at first. They tend to stick to the clear plastic. They tend to stick to the backing paper almost better than the clear plastic. But basically, you find your widest part, which in this case is going to be the 18th fret, and you find a corner where there's no inlay, and you fold it back like that, and the clear paper will come up like this. It's under my finger there, and the backing paper is like that. And then what you want to do is first you want to like squeeze where the sticker is to try to get it to stick to the clear stuff, or get the clear stuff to stick to it, the clear application film. And then once you fold a corner in order to get the backing paper started, the trick is you kind of roll the backing paper off. And I don't have much room to work with here, but I'll see if I can do it. And the sharper the curve, okay, that's coming up. And the sharper the curve that you roll it at, if you get like a little piece, like the leading edge of a flower or something that doesn't want to come up, that wants to stay on the backing paper, if you get a sharper curve going on, that can help. And you just kind of go along and get them to unstick like that. There it is. And then, don't be like me and get it upside down. So you use your diagram as your friend. This is going at the 18th, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 right here. And where are we at? There we are. Okay, a little bit of flower to the right and a lot of flower to the left, like this. And stem to the left. So this is the widest sticker, at least for this section. So I want to basically kind of center this thing. If I had a dot that I had to cover, I'd want to make sure that I covered the dot as well. Get it centered left to right, and then get it straight with the frets and evenly placed between the frets, and go for it. So something about like there. This is almost there. Left. Nope, it's going to go right there, it looks like. And push it all down. That's a tight one. That's a tight one. But it's in. And don't be tempted to come in with something sharp and try to push this stuff down. You'll just leave marks on it. Even your fingernail will leave marks on it, so finger pressure is probably safest. Trying to get it down right here at the edge of the fret. If you miss a little bit on a fret, you can always like come in with a razor blade and trim it slightly. This kind of an idea. Put the x-ray glasses on for microsurgery. I don't think I'm actually getting anything. No, it doesn't look like it really did. Maybe I did. No, doesn't look like it did. That just kind of pushed it down a little better. Yeah, so it's in. Get some light on it. All nice and straight. And then what you do is on the rest of them, you take like, if you're going to go with, this one would be next. So you line it up to this. You don't worry about where the neck is. You line it up so that your graphic looks straight. And that's pretty much all there is to it. And there it is. Fingerboard inlay stickers are all on. Got the flowers thing going on. And used a couple of the rosewood dots here they have a difference in the sheen level, but once everything's been clear coated, everything, it should look okay. They're going to look a little on the dark side, which I think actually would work well. So, I want to get a little something on the headstock in the way of stickers as well. And then I got to do the body also. I'm not sure I've got enough stickers to do everything. I got this stuff off of Amazon, as I recall, and they have a better selection on eBay, I believe. And some of the stuff I used on the first Oriental guitar, I couldn't find on Amazon at all. So I might end up having to order more stickers in order to get the right look, and having to wait for stickers to come in before I can clear coat and things like that. But wait and see. Mail call. Correct size thumb screws for Floyd Rose lock nuts. All nice and knurled and machined, correct length, and should be correct diameter. Let me go find the nut. And there it is. Looks like it came with it. Yeah, these should work just fine. Get you a little better close up. Okay, the body is, I gave it a little bit more lacquer, and it's still drying, so I'm going to hold off. Have to wait for that for the stickers. On both the body and the neck, I squirted it, and as is often the case, because of the fact that I don't raise the grain before I start painting, the first coat sort of acts as a sanding sealer, and it also has a tendency to raise the grain and bring up all your fuzz. And it also makes the fuzz hard and crunchy and easy to sand off because it has the paint on it. So, so on both the neck and the body, what I did is I put on the first coat, and then I sanded it back lightly with like 320. And then I gave the neck a second coat, and I gave the body a second coat as well, but apparently there were just a couple edges basically that didn't quite get full coverage on that second coat. So I just kind of touched up those edges right quick with the can, and that's drying now. And while I'm waiting, I think I'm going to go ahead and start working on dyeing the center wood scroll work decorative piece for the guitar. Okay, so here's the scroll work, and I dug through my box of jars of pre-mixed dye, and I've got rose, red, and dark red. So I think I'm going to start with the dark red. Maybe I should just start with the red. This has a little bit of black in it, and the black's actually indigo blue. This is either very light burgundy or very light red. I'm not sure which. I think I'll go with straight red. Oh yeah, that's what we want. Really red. Really red. This might take a few applications, but yeah, a really bright cherry red. I probably got enough dye on that thing now. Just spray it around. Give me some of this stuff. Maybe I should have done it in red lacquer. Well, clear coat this and it'll look the same. Am I going all the way around yet? I think I have. I'm leaving fingerprints. Yeah, that's going to look good. That's going to look good. You can see while it's wet what it'll look like once it's been clear coated. That's going to look good. Let me get a clean piece of paper so you can get the idea. That's the idea there. Real blood red. Okay, let that dry. It might need a second one, it might not. So, thinking ahead, I went fishing through the wood pile and cleaned all the plywood out of the shop, actually, in the process. But, aren't you proud of me? Yeah, no more plywood bodies. Moving on to bigger and bolder and better things, right? But I did come up with a piece of 16 by 16 mil spruce. It's originally a spruce 2x4. And it's 19.5 inches long, which is going to be plenty long enough for a swing bar. The fact that it's only 16 by 16 instead of 20 by 20, which is what I usually use, I don't think it's going to be an issue. It's still beefy enough. So, and then I found some. This is pine, most likely yellow pine, and it's maybe 19 mil, and it's a piece cut off from something, and I can use that for like a standoff, and also for bridge block and stuff like that. If I need one. No, I don't need a bridge block. Spacers. Oh, no, there's not going to be a depth pick guard either, unless I figure out a way to do something clear. But then posts would show, and nah, no depth pick guard, I don't think. So this guy here is still damp, but as you can see, it's a little on the light side here around the edges. So I'm thinking that at least for the ring around the outside, I might want to go for a second coat of dye, or a second application of dye. But I've got to wait for this to dry thoroughly first, so that'll be at least an hour, I would imagine. Another hour. So, starting to come together. Cinnamon, right here, she decided to join us. The body, as you can see, it's dry now, and it's all uniformly black, so it should be ready for some stickers. And this is still a little on the pink side compared to that. Does it smell good, Cinnamon? So, yeah, I think that's going to call for another coat. And other than that, things are coming along nicely. The build continues. Time for the naphtha test. Definitely looks dark red. Where's my neck? Here's the neck right here. Well, I think it'll be dark enough now. Cool. Real blood red. Well, once I got those inlay stickers on, I really only had like 2 left to work with. So I kind of cut them up into little pieces and mixed and matched and switched them around and stuff, and came up with this. And so that's what I'm going to put on the body. And I couldn't really find anything suitable to put on the headstock, so I'm just going to leave the headstock plain in red. There wasn't a whole lot of room there anyway, and most anything I had was more or less too big for what's left of the headstock. So nothing on the headstock, just red for the headstock, and these stickers here on the body. And there it is, got all the stickers on the body. So I guess clear coat's next. Okay, I spent a day and a little over a can of lacquer just spraying the heck out of this stuff a whole bunch of times. I didn't even count the coats. I'm guessing in the 6 to 8 range. No sanding in between or anything yet. Everything's looking pretty glossy, and no fogging and no bubbles or anything. Only one thing is there was a little like bad spot there, and as soon as I touched it, the lacquer chipped off. And I tried with the, let me get light. Yeah, I tried with a Sharpie, but it's not that impressive. So I'm going to have at it with some black lacquer and some clear lacquer. And other than that, everything's looking real nice. So yeah, and see, it's all like coated and stuff. You can still feel it, but yeah, it's all coated. You can see some grain here through there still, so it's not all glass flat. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely sealed and stuff. So, and as I suspected, once you put lacquer over the ends of the frets, nice and smooth, nice and smooth. Of course, you have to have semi-decent frets to begin with. And that's the way the body turned out. And I'm kind of thinking, I might just like leave the stuff just the way it is, not sand it or polish it or anything, and just kind of leave it like that. And let's just proceed with the build with the way it is right now. I'm pleased. It turned out pretty much what I was looking for. Pretty much, I'd say. Yeah. Well, the memory on the camera is close to full, supposedly. And I'm thinking that this might be a good place to end this episode. So I think I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here. So, and I'll start putting it together in the next episode. So until then, everybody, have a good one. Go make some sawdust.